Alright guys, what I done, I cut the video right there because you need to reload and you'll get to see, not an event, but there's another NPC up here inside the arena where you fought Artorias, and she's kneeling right here. You can talk to her for a bit.
You, is that not the soul of the man who fell on this spot?
Why, yes it is.
He was a dear friend. I wish to pay proper respect with that soul. Would you be willing to part with it?
Sure, since I'm not going to use it for anything.
Thank you. You are very kind. Please take this. I no longer need it.
And she gives, in return, both of her weapons.
May the Lord guide thee.
Now, you can tell her no, and she's like, oh, well, that's a shame, blah, blah, blah. And then you can actually kill her. And then when you kill her, you get her armor plus both her weapons. And then you can use the soul. That's what most people do. She made a little grave. She's actually one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn. Which the 4 Knights of Gwyn was Goth, her, I forget what her name is. So, it was Goth, her, Artorias, and then Ornstein. Yeah, one more quick thing we're going to do, just to run out here. And if you talk to Chester, the ambiguous molester over here, he has a couple of new things to say.
Oh, for Juniper's sake, put some spring into your step. Did you really slay Knight Artorias? I'd heard the Abyss found him first, but even still, that's absolutely treacherous. Yes, magnificently so. So long.
Alright. Oh, Chester there. Don't trust him. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the way to Goth, and he's the guy who is up there carving away at his little stone thing. So we're going to have to make our way through the township here. These mutated human guys, they're fairly tough if you're not prepared. Let me do a little leveling up here. There we go. Probably should have put it in vitality, but whatever. Now, I used to be pretty decent at parrying these guys. But they can do a ton of damage if you're not careful. And there's quite a few of them together, so. So, like I say, I'm getting prepared for Dark Souls 2. I'm going to be picking up the PC version, meaning it's going to be a few weeks. It may be even like longer before I'll actually get a chance to play it. So, I'm going to try to finish this playthrough up. And then I'm going to try to do something else, because Game of Thrones is going to be starting up at the beginning of April. And there is this game I used to play. It's called Mountain Blade. Some of y'all might have heard of it. It's a fantasy game that's based on a lot of medieval type stuff, like jousting, more or less, you know, mounted combat and shit. And it does mounted combat exceptionally well. I mean, it is... What the hell? I got you snipe at that, fucker. Oh, what do you drop? Ah, shit, he fell through the floor. So it's got, like, by far the best mounted combat. I mean, that's basically why it's called Mountain Blade. I mean, you want to stay on your horse as much as possible. And so it's got, like, you know, crossbows and stuff, medieval type things. There's factions that you can join, or you can be a sellsword and stuff like that. And then you basically try to take over everything, and there's diplomacy and all that. Now, that fucker right there with the wand, they are assholes. They have that dark magic stuff that hits for a shit ton of physical damage. You see, he's weak as piss, but he can fuck you up. You got this little cake boy in the corner here. Guess he lost his religion. But anyway. And that game is extremely moddable. I mean, there's all kinds of people made mods for it. There's a lot of well-known mods. One of the mods I was playing before I sort of lost interest was... okay, right here. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get invaded. But I want to take this guy out because you got to run down the stairs all the ways. And I might actually die. I don't know. This fight's kind of tough. Can't exactly remember. Yeah, there we go. And you can see that's old Chester there. Bum rushed his ass. And old Chester the fucking molester. Now, if you go back up and talk to him, he's all like, well, what did you expect? Blah, blah, blah. I'm a cake boy. More or less, something like that. There's more stuff over here that you can explore. I'm just not because you need the light spell. And Brienne has no spells. So this means I will be taking on Mandus without the help of the silver pendant. Which isn't really a thing. So what I'm going to try to do is bust down here. Open up the shortcut and get to the next bonfire. Actually, no. I just need to kind of open up the shortcuts here. Come on, fucker. Or don't. And there's a fucker over there, as you can see. That's one of the casters, and more than likely a fucker's going to try to cast at me. Oh, iframes. If I don't lock on fail and walk off here. There we go. Dead. Alright. So as I was saying, this Mountain Blade game, and since Game of Thrones came out, they actually have a Mountain Blade mod. It's set in, as far as like the books and stuff go, it's set during a Clash of Kings, where everybody's fighting everybody. And you get to see a lot of characters and stuff. There's like Varys and things like that, but it's you know, it's basically like a fighting game. You're fighting large scale battles and stuff, and they've added some things in it. And you can make a character, like I say, so I mean the first time I joined, I ended up joining, you know, Robb Stark's army. So I joined rubbish, nice. I joined you know, his army, did some stuff for him and all this. And there's a lot of political stuff in it too, like if you become popular, like by killing bandits or doing quests or whatever, gaining renown and winning tournaments and things like that, you can some lords will ask you to become vassals, and then if you refuse them, they get all pissy, and so they'll dislike you. And there's just a... oh, move. Yeah, I don't fuck with those magic users, assholes. So, and then you get to see characters in the game, like if you go to King's Landing, you can see, I don't think Joffrey's was at the game on the particular build I was playing, but like you can see Varys was in there, and then Littlefinger and all that, and the Hound was in there. The game itself isn't graphically all that great, but I mean, there's people who put in like HD texture mods and things like that. So I was looking at the recent build of that game, and they have added like in all kinds of armor. Like they have Larys, the Flower Knight, his armor to I mean, just looks just like it does in the show. They have Brienne's armor, the armor Tywin wore, and all kinds of stuff, and that you can get. You know, there's no White Walkers in the walls in it, but there's no White Walkers or Night Watch. I believe the guy said that there's some race, not race, but there's some. Yeah, I think it is. Or no, not the race. The whites that they call them, just the humans that are rezzed, not the actual White Walkers. That are kind of patrolling around, but then there's like large Dothraki hordes that you can run into and all that. And some of the battles can get pretty wide scaled. So, but it's just fun to play because the combat's really satisfying. So I was thinking about it, and also you could be like a trader. Like usually, what I do starting out, because you have like dick gear, you can what I like to do is try to make a little money just by beating some of the low-level bandits and stuff like that, selling all their stuff and getting some money, and then buying cheap one place and then taking it all the way across the map and selling it, you know, high. That's how you can make all kinds of money. So you can just be a trader like that. And the game, there is an economy, an in-game economy. And there's villages and stuff. And then like if you're fighting another faction, you can actually raid villages and things like that. But if you do that, it's kind of like a no-win situation, because like if you raid the villages, then the villagers hate you, and you kind of get this reputation of being an asshole. And but to me, it just seems wrong to be doing that shit anyway. Invisible wall, motherfucker. That dude's an asshole. We'll deal with him in a minute. But first, we need to. Oh shit! I should have sit at the bonfire down there. Anyway, I'm just coming here far enough to get the key that I need to unlock the cage, and then we're gonna go back and talk to Goth, and then we will make our way to Calamite. So I will take him out before I take on Mandus, whatever his name is. Now, to get that key, it's right over there. I think you can just roll here. There we go. The key is in that chest there, but it's a mimic. So we're going to take this guy out here. And start cutting this thing's butt. So I was thinking about playing that, you know, just to get in the mood for, you know, Game of Thrones, because there's the crest key. Let's keep it. Because the Telltale game is not going to give people what they want, and then the other two Game of Thrones games that came out, there's kind of like an RTS type one, and what's up? Whoa! It's an asshole. Ah, fuck me. Oh well, there it is. And Dark Fog, that's just the spell. Yeah, the DLC in this game introduced new dark magic type spells, and they hit really hard. If you watch a lot of the PvP videos, a lot of people using magic, they'll spam dark bead, and it's just like instant death. The thing gets you because it casts real fast and it goes out in every direction. It's bullshit. But so I was thinking about playing that. The version I played, it was a while ago, so they've added a ton more stuff in it. Like they've added, like I was saying about the armor and things like that, they actually added in quests for Valerian steel weapons, because everybody was wanting them, you know. You could, in the version I was playing, you could use the cheat mode thing, and you could basically, what it did when you did the cheat mode thing, it pulled up all the items in the game, and then you could buy them. So it was cheating, but yet not cheating. And one of the weapons that you could get was called it was called Heart. It wasn't Joffrey Sword. I think Joffrey Sword was called a Heart Ripper or something like that. It was whatever Samwell's father's swords was called. I can't remember. It was Heart something, like Heart's Bane or some shit like that. And you could actually buy it, and it was just like incredibly powerful. But I actually got up the money just from like trading and things like that, and actually bought it legitimately. So I didn't consider it cheating doing it like that, but whatever. Because I believe Mace Tyrell has it, or Mace Tully, or not Tyrell, Tolly is Samwell's last name, Tolly. So whoever that Tolly guy, yeah, I forget what his name was. They said it in the book. They mentioned it in the show, but he has it. So now right down here is a shortcut. We're just going to take it real fast. This should take me back up to the bonfire up here in the whatchamacallit, the township. As you can see, head back up here real fast, and we shall save, or not save, one thing. Set at the bonfire, refresh stuff, and run back down. Or actually, before I forget, we're actually go talk to Goth here. Now, if you recall in my last video, or like the video before last, I went and actually ran down to where Calamite was at, and you saw him fly across the valley. You have to do that in order to get Goth to help you fight him. And he doesn't really help you fight him; he just enables you to actually fight him. You'll see here in a minute. So you use the crest key. Guy's called Hawkeye Goth, and he's blind, by the way. As you can see, his helmet's got a lot of shit in it. So let's talk to him.
A visitor, have we? Thou must be the one who freed Artorias. That old friend he was. Thanks to thee, he left this world with honor intact. And here I am, retired and blind. Of little help to thee, I'm afraid.
He sells a couple things that you can buy. These little carvings you can throw down to say stuff. Some shards, and then he sells Goth's great arrows, which are essentially the Dragon Slayer arrows.
Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 80 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. At our twilight, old thoughts with
Alright, so you have to talk to him for a bit.
farewell, human. Lead thy life.
And he sits around up here carving stuff. Now, if you go over here, you actually get to see his bow.
Tomorrow, black dragon posing the duress?
So he asks you if the dragon's giving you shit, and you say yes.
Yes, I thought as much. He's called Calamite. Ferocious dragon indeed. Even mighty Anno Londo dared not provoke his ire. I see little good coming from this, but thy intent is to persevere to the bitter end.
And so he asks you, he goes, are you going to do it? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to do it.
Good. What is bravery without a dash of recklessness? I've taken a liking to thee, and I owe thee much for thy service to Artorias. Now, watch, and see how Goth hunts dragons.
This is actually pretty cool.
Yes. A truer shot was never loosed. That bat will be grounded for a good spell. The rest is in thine hands. I await good tidings. Ah, dragon slaying. Knighthood's highest calling.
I don't know about that, but that was actually pretty cool. Interesting thing about Goth, you actually learned something pretty neat. Now, he said he was blind, but if you actually kill him and take his armor and read the descriptions on his armor, you find out something pretty neat about it. Well, not neat, it's just kind of like, wow. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and cut it here. I'm gonna go back to Firelink and get 10 flask, and then next video we're going to take on Calamite. We'll see you then.